Welcome back to the Brandie Zucker podcast, where I continue my experiment of talking in front of a camera for 1 hour straight. It is 9:12 p.m. I will end this episode at 10:12 p.m. So, the greatest thing about this show is that I can literally just talk about whatever I want to talk about for 1 hour straight. And I came on this show with no agenda because right now I literally feel like not talking about anything. And the reason I don't feel like talking about anything today is because sometimes I only feel like putting myself out there and talking when I feel good about what I've done today and when I feel good about myself. And today is not one of those days where I am proud about the things that I have done today. I have been so tired yesterday and today that it was really hard to bring myself to really do anything today. And I honestly just woke up from a nap and I was about to go to sleep. So I'm recording this literally in sleep mode right now. So I'm curious to see what it is I'm going to talk about for 1 hour straight when I literally feel as though I have nothing to talk about. So, right now for 1 hour straight, let's talk about how this crystal feels. So the other day I went on a hike with my dog, Lana and Tucker. And the hikes that we go on, they're really beautiful. And when I go on these hikes, there are so many rocks everywhere. However, if you look closely, some of the rocks look like crystals. And then when I pick them up and look even closer, I believe they are crystals because they have geometric patterns to them. And the rock that I'm holding now, I believe, is a crystal. For those of you who are watching the video, it is a white-looking rock crystal with black speckles on it, and I actually have a whole plate of them in front of me. And I love just holding them because they remind me of the good energy I have, even when I have been still as a rock all day. I still have a beautiful light to me. So I think this just goes to show that even when you feel like you're at your lowest moments, you still have the potential to be of service and help change the world in little small ways. I was not expecting to say anything remotely this intelligent or deep today, but here we are. Yeah, we are. This is me in rare, tired, about to go to bed mode. I was honestly thinking if I was going to record an episode every single day or just record and make sure there's one up by Thursday. But I figured, let's just see what happens if I record one right now. And you know what? I may not even post this one, but I may also post this one. Because guess what? Content is content, and content is content. And the thing about the word content is that the word content has the word tent in it, and it also has the word con in it. And they're two different words, and when you put it together, they mean totally new things. And it's really cool, the English language. Speaking about languages, I also know a little bit of Spanish. I know enough Spanish just to get by. I have a basic level of Spanish. I can communicate with my house cleaners and I can communicate with other people who speak Spanish. For instance, if I am like out and about and I see a person who speaks Spanish, I can talk to them in Spanish. Por ejemplo, yo hablo español más o menos. I think más o menos is like my favorite thing to say in Spanish. Basically, for those of you non-Spanish speaking boring people, I said hello. I said, for example, I speak Spanish more or less. And there you have it. There you have it. And let's talk about what I did today. So, I'm laughing because this is just going to be so boring. So, what I did today, I woke up and, okay, so I know I shouldn't be doing this, but I do it. Because ever since I've been doing it, I've been having really deep sleeps, and I've been having like really good dreams, except for last night. Last night, I had the most disturbing dream in the entire world. So basically, last night, okay, I think this has to do with the full moon, because apparently when there's a full moon coming, our dreams get all cryptic, according to a TikTok that I watched recently. Okay, so in this dream, I was in my living room watching TV, like touching myself, and then my dad came downstairs, and then I put the black blanket over me. He came, and then he walked back upstairs, and then my uncle Harvey, who we just like don't really count him as like a person, because like half of my family just pretend, like, are in denial of his existence. Like half of my family just don't speak to him, but my dad speaks to him. It's really weird, and like no one will explain the truth of this brother to us. Like it's just very vague. But anyways, yeah, so he was in the dream and he was sitting next to me and we were watching TV together, and it was a short dream, but it was short and disturbing AF. So perhaps my dreams aren't that good when my dogs are in with me. But even though it wasn't a pleasant dream, it wasn't a nightmare. And let me tell you, I've had super, super, super scary nightmares before. Yeah. I wish we could have more control over our dreams. Because I used to be afraid to fall asleep for fear that I would have nightmares that, like, would seem so real. And sometimes I do have nightmares that seem so real. And, for instance, like, when I took my dogs home to this condo, I heard a voice, like, just tell me, like, just, like, it literally said this: Sage your dogs. And I didn't. I just, like, put them in the other room and I went to bed. And that night, I literally had the worst nightmare in the entire world. And then I woke up that morning and then I cleansed my dogs with Sage in my house. And then that night, Lana just, like, really, really, really wanted to sleep with me. And then she was scratching on the door. So I let her sleep with me. And then it was really cute. Like, she just, like, kind of cuddled up against me. And then I had a really, really sweet dream where I was just floating in the clouds with Lana. And it was just like, Lana, in my dream. And she was like I felt like she was protecting me in the astral. So ever since that night, I've allowed my dogs to sleep with me. And sure, it might not be like the best for my allergies and stuff, but I really don't mind it. But maybe I'll put them in the other room tonight. We'll see. Because sometimes, like, when they're in bed with me, it's like harder for me to get out of bed because I see how comfortable they are, and I'm like, okay. And then I kind of like forget what time it is. And I think that's the problem with having like not much structure to my day at the moment. Like right now, I literally feel like I could just wake up whenever I want and go to sleep whenever I want, and it doesn't matter. And I know it does matter because I know that there are so many things I can be doing if I like actually commit to getting up at an early hour and just taking care of myself properly how I should. But there are just some days where I really just don't feel like doing that. And the past 2 days were those 2 days where I didn't feel like doing it. But I know that if I let this go on for a third day, then I'm going to get stuck in like a loop in a cycle. So whatever happens is that I can't let this go on for more than 2 days. And what the crazy thing is that like I haven't had seed oils in like, I don't know, 5 months, 6 months. And I had seed oils for the first time yesterday and probably today. And and I just like allowed myself to have seed oils and not feel bad about it, but just like make peace with the fact that I did have them. And I'm probably not going to have them again because I feel so foggy and I feel so cloudy today, and it just I don't feel like myself at the moment. And I think it's important for me to like still show up on these days even when I don't feel like myself, because I feel like it's days where I don't feel like showing up that I do show up, that is what is going to count. And no, I don't need to record a 1-hour podcast every single day in order for me to count. What I will do is that I will post a podcast every Thursday. And yeah, I think if I have the time and space and energy to just talk for 1 hour straight, then I'm going to do it. And like after I woke up from my nap just now, I'm like, okay, should I just go to bed or should I talk for 1 hour straight? And my first instinct was like, you need to go to bed. But then my second instinct was like, what would happen if you just like got on a camera and talked for 1 hour straight? And then I like started, like my mind just started coming up with what it was I was going to say and so many different things. And then I felt very stressed out. So I'm like, okay, maybe I should just talk about that. So it's fun because with these podcasts, you can literally just talk about anything you want. Like I can talk about palm trees. I can talk about dish soap. You know what? Let's talk about dish soap. There's this guy. There's this guy. His name is Paul. And he washes his dishes with baking soda. What he does is he pours baking soda into a white little bowl along with some water, and then he dips his sponge into the baking soda water mixture, and then he washes his dishes with it. And I tried doing that, however, I didn't like the fact that bubbles didn't form, so I stopped doing that. But sometimes what I do is if there's sticky stuff or burnt stuff attached to the bottom of the pan, I'll fill up the pan with water and baking soda and I'll let it soak for like, okay, so depending on how many dishes I have in the sink, I'll let it soak while I clean the other dishes, and then when the other dishes are clean, then the baking soda usually has done its job with the soaking, and then I'll be able to easily scrub off all of the burnt things on the pan. Oh my god, I'm laughing because this is the stuff I talk about when I have nothing to talk about. No wonder why I have poor social interactions, because these are the fucking things I could talk about. But I love it, you know? Another thing I can talk about is other things I see what I'm looking at. So, I have 2 bananas sitting on my plate. I have 2 bananas and a yucca. So I'm deciding what I'm gonna do with those 2 bananas. I love to make banana bread. However, I feel like I want to do another 3-day fast because I just feel like my body needs a cleanse and a detox and energetically from like everything that I've been doing to my body. And I feel like whenever I do these fasts, I don't do it to like lose weight necessarily, but I just like how I feel. It's like a detox, it's a reset, and I feel like it connects me closer to source, to God, when I do these 3-day fasts, especially like when I'm not around anybody. Because in the past when I did fasts like these, I would have so many people around me just like criticizing me, telling me that don't do that to your body, you need food for your metabolism. And then I'd like have this like negative energy around me as I would do these fasts, and then ultimately like it wouldn't really work out. So whenever I do fast, I like to be alone or around like-minded people. So that is what I like to do. So other things I did today is I also watched The Office. Dude, The Office is such a phenomenal show. It makes me laugh so much. And I think laughter is one of the best medicines in the entire world. And I was watching the episode where it was Bring Your Child to Work Day, and Sam brought his 8th grade daughter, and the 8th, I think her name was Amber, and then Amber started flirting with Ryan, and then Kelly's face just watching that happen was so funny. She gets jealous over the 8th grader flirting with Ryan. Oh my gosh, that's just so hilarious. I also think The Office is like such an annoying show because the whole time you're just like waiting for Pam and Jim to get together, and then like when they do finally get together, I don't know, I just feel like it wasn't as like emotional as I wanted it to be. Like it was just like a very chill the way they did it, and like I thought there would be crying. Like I wish they cried more, but they didn't. Like I wish there was more like passion and love between them. Like but no, it's just like a super chill, calm love, and that's cool too. But I don't know. I just want to see Jim and Pam get freaky. We should make like an Office reboot where they do that. However, there was an episode of The Office where Pam and Jim, they like make it a mission to like find a place in the office to do the thing, and that episode made me happy. Wow. I wonder if Julian would be proud of me. I think he would be, for just coming here, recording. Okay, it's been 19 minutes. We have about 51 more minutes to go of me talking to the camera. I feel like I have so many stories I could tell, but I also think it's better for me to share those stories when I have the energy to. And right now, I do not have the energy to share stories. Frankly, I probably don't even have the energy to do a 1-hour episode right now, but I'm going to still keep talking, and I'm going to still keep doing this for 1 hour, whether I want to or not, because the goal of this episode is to just keep the ball rolling and just go with the flow, let my mind roll, because I had 0 conversations with anybody today besides my dogs. So this is kind of like the only conversing I'm really doing today, just me and myself. So at the current moment, I just picked up a little tiny orange rock. Well, crystal. I don't really know what kind of crystal this one is. And oh, wow, I feel like podcasts are so hard to do when you just want to go to sleep. And I do want to go to sleep at the current moment. This episode is definitely going to be a little different from my last episode because I am not talking about my dark traumas in this episode. I am talking about pots and pans and crystals and the office. And my dream is to have my own place that isn't run by like my family. Like I would love to be able to just own my own home. That's like such a beautiful dream of mine. Just to be able to like have that solid foundation of stream financial flow streaming towards me every single day, and then I just be like, ooh, I want to buy this house. This house is perfect for me and for my life. How much is it? This house is $2 million. Oh, let me check on my wallet. Oh wow, I can afford this house. I will buy this house, Mom. Okay, Mom. When would you like to buy it? Now, Mom. Okay. Can I have your debit card? Sure, Mom. Here's my debit card. Okay, Mom. You're going to need to put your PIN in. Okay, Mom. Here is my PIN. Dee. Okay, Mom. Thank you for putting in your PIN. Here is your house. Thank you, Mom. When can I move into my house? Right now. Oh, golly. Thank you so much, Mom. Oh, Mom, you're very welcome. Enjoy your house. Will you need a butler? Oh, yes, Mom. I will take a butler. Okay, Mom. Here is your butler, Mercury. Mercury is a very sweet person, and he will do whatever you say. Oh, perfect. He is 4'8" and gay and fabulous. Oh, perfect. Hi, Mercury. How are you today? I am good, ma'am. How can I help you? Oh, well, I have pet fur all over my floor. Can you vacuum my floor for me, Mercury? Oh, sure, ma'am. Would you like just the living room area vacuumed, or would you like your bedrooms vacuumed too? Oh, well, I suppose my pets go into my bedrooms too, so can you please vacuum my bedrooms too, Mercury? Yes, ma'am. I'll go vacuum your bedrooms too. Anything for you, my lady. I thought you were gay, Mercury. Oh, I am, but that's just how I talk. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for vacuuming, Mercury. Oh, you're so welcome. I'll just be living over here outside your door. And anything you need, you just come in and tell me and I got you. Oh, I thank you so much, Mercury. So, yeah. So apparently I would have a 4'8" gay butler named Mercury. That would be something, wouldn't it be? I used to be like, I wouldn't say obsessed, but I went through a phase where I really liked watching videos of Greg Sykes because he has a house on Venice Beach and he has this dog. It's either a dog or a cat, but they're just so vibey, and the energy is like, I don't know, they seem like such good energy. I think my favorite, like one of my favorite grocery stores ever is Erewhon. So, I also ate sushi today, and it was really good. However, I didn't like move today, so I think what it was is that like at my concert, which was on Wednesday, like everybody who I met, like, they were all drinking, and I don't drink because, like, I don't need to drink because I'm so sensitive to people that, like, when people around me are drunk, I can feel their drunkenness, and then, like, my mind becomes hungover from absorbing their energy. So, like, and, like, or, like, when people, like, smoke weed or they take hape around me, like, I can feel what they're feeling without even taking it. So whenever I'm around those energies, like, I wake up the next morning as if I did have alcohol. So, like, I've just kind of felt hungover. I feel like after my concert, yesterday was Saturday and today was Sunday, but no, today's Friday and tomorrow's Saturday. So I'm definitely gonna make it an effort to wake up at, like, a good hour. Hopefully I sleep really deeply tonight. I'm just gonna, like, set an intention to sleep deeply and wake up. But, like, the thing about waking up is, like, I like to have something to look forward to and, like, that will get me up. Like, when I had my concert on Wednesday, I had something to look forward to. But, like, what do I have to look forward to tomorrow? Oh, well, there's yoga classes I can take tomorrow. I get free yoga classes at Satya Yoga this whole week. So let's see what classes they have tomorrow. But, like, there's, like, a part of me that, like, feels bad. I feel like I should be doing more with my life right now. Like, what is it I can be doing more of? Okay, tomorrow, hot vinyasa is at 9:30 a.m. Oh, Saturday. Okay, yeah, 9:30 a.m. Okay, I think I'll take hot vinyasa at 9:30 a.m. But also, like, I don't know, I've been feeling sick. Like, I've been having a headache, and I've just been feeling really tired, and I just don't feel like moving. Like, the only thing that I could bring myself to do today. Okay, I did jump in the pool today, so that was nice. And I did take a bath today, and that was also nice. And I did clean my house today, which was also really good. And I did play a lot with my dogs today. I'm so proud of myself. So my dogs just used to bark so crazy at everybody and everything all the time. It's like non-stop barking. And then I asked ChatGPT, how do I get my dogs to stop barking? And ChatGPT was so smart. They said, whenever your dogs are barking, you say quiet in a very calm voice. And when they do become quiet, then you reward them with a treat. So I said, wow, I've never tried that before. That sounds like a really good idea. So, because usually I would just be like, Lana, stop, Tucker, stop, be quiet, be quiet. And it wouldn't work. But when you just say quiet in a really calm voice, they stop. And I give them the treat. And then apparently the treats are more important than the thing that they're barking at. So, yeah, I've been getting my dogs to stop barking. And I know that, like, my parents are gonna come home and ask for my dogs back at some point. But I feel like me and my dogs, like, we've been away for so long, and, like, we're really bonding and growing a connection. And, I'm really understanding how helpful my dogs are and how smart they are and how well they communicate with each other, and I'm learning more about them and their personalities and how unique they are and, like, how funny they are. My dogs are so hilarious. And like, I don't know, they've also just given me 2 people to talk to. I just called my dogs people, but they give me two living beings to talk to, and it's been really nice. Like, I probably wouldn't even done this podcast if it weren't for my dogs. So I was like, Tucker, I don't feel like doing a podcast today. I feel like I have nothing to talk about. And then he was like, he just looked at me, and then I'm like, do you think I should just try doing it anyways, even though I literally have nothing to talk about? And then he just looked at me, and I said, okay, yeah, let's just try it. And then if worse comes to worse, nothing will happen and nothing will come of it. Like, I have nothing to lose from talking on camera for 1 hour straight. Also, I'm kind of upset because the recording that I made on my first episode, like, you couldn't hear me very well. So that's why I'm wearing headphones this time, so hopefully the quality's better. And I wish you were able to hear me better because it was just super, like, deep stories and stuff I was sharing, and I wanted it to be able to be heard properly. So I'm putting in more effort to make myself be heard properly. I'm putting in more effort to make myself be heard properly. Okay, we are currently at 31 minutes. I have 29 more minutes of this podcast to do. I feel like there are really important things and things that I am passionate about that I could be talking about, but I'm gonna be honest, I am not in one of those passionately talking moods today, and I just feel like laughing today, which is why I watched The Office for so long and then took a nap. And sometimes we just have days like those. And I think the important thing is that, like, I felt myself, like, beating myself up for days like this. But I have to understand that it's okay to have days like this. And I don't need to beat myself up for it. And that I'm moving at my own pace. And I need to show myself compassion and love and understanding, and I don't need to beat myself up over it. And if I do choose to fast, have it be from a place of love and compassion, not from a place of punishment. Anytime you do a fast, the intentions should be out of love and self-care, because fasts are really, really good for you when you do them properly and with the right intentions. But when you do it as a way to beat yourself up, which I've done in the past, then you're not going to get the results you want. So I just have to make that clear if I do choose to start my fast tomorrow. And then if I do choose to do that tomorrow, will I end up recording another episode? And if I do, is that episode going to be even less energy than what I'm bringing today? Maybe. But the thing is, I don't feel like it's necessary for me to record an episode every day, but I am curious because I'm not talking to anybody, like, this is kind of a way for me to talk to somebody today and kind of, like, show up for myself in this way. And yeah, I did journal today, but I think it's really helpful to just talk. And I think the more I talk, the more I can understand myself better and my shadows and my light and connect. I think we all have days where we don't feel proud of ourselves, and I think we all have days where we feel like we should have done more, and it's okay to have those days. And I don't think we need to be mad at ourselves for feeling like we should have done more. I think if we do feel like that we should have done more today, that we need to accept that feeling, that of like maybe feeling like mad at yourself for being lazy. I think you have every right to be mad at yourself for being lazy, but you also have every right to understand where that anger towards yourself is coming from, and to understand that even though you are mad at yourself for being lazy today, that you can also turn that anger and alchemize it in a way that will push you forward, so that way when you do have days that you're lazy, you can still be happy and grateful that you had a day to relax, and like, imagine how freeing it would feel if you treated your lazy days as like a good thing. I think it's important that we stop criticizing ourselves for taking days like this where we don't do much. You know? I think like it's okay to slow down, and it's okay to have good days and down days, and days where we do so much and days where we don't do anything. I think that's how life works, and I think there's an ebb and flow to seasons. You know, like, imagine if trees got mad at themselves because they weren't blooming in the winter time. Wouldn't that be so silly? So I can't be mad at myself for not blooming in the winter time, even though it's April. You know what I mean? Wow, I never even thought about that. So, don't be mad at yourself for not blooming in the winter, okay? There's beauty to all of your seasons, even the ones that feel like crap. I wonder if trees feel like crap in the winter time. I think it would be cool to be a tree. If I had to either choose to be a tree or a dog, I think I would choose to be a tree because I kind of already have like somewhat of an understanding of what it would feel like to be a dog, but like I don't really know what it would feel like to be a tree. So I think I'd want to be a tree. Maybe I'd want to be a dog. I don't know. I mean, when you're a dog, you don't really care about anything. You just kind of like exist. And I think no matter what I would be at peace and happy. I would want to be a human. You know, when I said I would want to be a human, I felt resistance because I think humans are like so hard to be at times. Like, what would it take for it to be easy to be a human? It's just that, like, I feel things so deeply, so when I think about being a human, I think about feeling love so deeply. I think about feeling pain so deeply. I think about feeling euphoria so deeply. I think about feeling sadness so deeply. Like, I feel things so deeply. So maybe if I were a tree or a dog, I would still feel things really deeply, because I'm just a very deep person, and I'm a very deep soul, and I have a very thick energy, so I guess perhaps no matter what I would reincarnate as, there would be a level of depth to me. However, I think if I do reincarnate as anything, I probably wouldn't be on this planet. It would probably be on like a planet where frequencies are just so high that any negative, lower vibrational states of being don't exist. Therefore, the feelings that I would feel wouldn't be so drastic in regards to how deeply I feel the lower vibrational feelings. I'm not saying that pain and sadness are lower vibrational feelings, but I just don't know if they would exist on a planet where the frequencies vibrate so high, where peace is just inevitable. Imagine a planet where just peace is inevitable. Do you think that's what death is like? Do you think that's what living is like? Could I make Earth a place where peace is inevitable? Ooh. If Earth was a place where peace was inevitable, what would it look like? It would look like having no need to worry. It would look at problems in a new way. Almost, I wouldn't say excited to have a problem, but when a challenge or a problem comes your way, it's like you don't see it as a challenge or a problem because you're so at peace with where you are and what you're doing, is that you would just view it as a way of being, and you wouldn't like put any attachments to how you would view that challenge or problem. Like you wouldn't say, "Ugh, another problem," or "Ugh, another challenge," because when you do that, it ruins your state of peace. So, for instance, I got a parking ticket, and like, instead of saying, "Oh, I got a parking ticket," I'm like, okay, I got a parking ticket. How can we still maintain peace while addressing this situation? And the reason why I like was less chill about this parking ticket was because the week before I also got a parking ticket. It was for the stupidest thing. Like I don't mind if I get parking tickets and like the thing that I got, like the thing I was doing that day was worth getting the ticket for, but the thing that I was doing that day was not worth getting a ticket for. I feel like most things aren't worth getting tickets for. What would be? Okay, I think a concert, like having a performance, I would gladly get a ticket for because I'm showing my art. I think doing things that touch your soul are worth getting tickets for, but don't get parking tickets because you want to like just definitely like avoid getting parking tickets. Oh, what was I saying? Parking tickets. Oh yeah, I was pretty like sad about this parking ticket because I had gotten a ticket the week before, and I'm like, okay, maybe I can dispute it because I got the parking ticket on my birthday. So I'm like, okay, in my dispute, I will mention that it's my birthday. And I also saw a cop, and he had just given me the ticket, and I caught him right after he gave it to me. I'm like, hey, I'm so sorry, you know, I took a dance class and I thought that sign said I could park here. He's like, no, the sign clearly says that parking is after 6 p.m. only. It is 12 p.m. You cannot park here. I'm like, I am so sorry. I just didn't understand that at the sign at the moment. Is there anything you can do for me? Today's my birthday. Because it was my birthday. He's like, no, ma'am. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, well, could I leave my car here anyways? He's like, yes. I'm like, okay, and I won't get any more tickets. He's like, no, you won't. So then I left my car there. And then I tried to dispute my ticket, and then it came back that I still had to pay it. And then it ended up getting paid for me. I think like when I got a ticket, it went to my dad because the car that I drive, the title is like, oh, it cut out. But it went to my dad because like the title of my car is under my dad's name. So, so I think he ended up paying it for me because like, I don't know, I guess maybe that's his way of like saying sorry for, I don't know, making me not feel good. Anyways, yeah, so sometimes parking tickets just get magically paid for you by your parents. I think that's what happened. Unless the judge did read my ticket and they're like, okay, I'm just gonna pay her ticket for her, even though I'm declining this as a guilty thing. So maybe the judge paid my ticket for me. All I know is that it was paid for me because when I went on to pay my ticket, it says this ticket has already been paid for. I'm like, oh, great. I'm not gonna ask any more questions. So thank you to whoever paid my ticket. I appreciate it. If it were you parents, thank you. That was a very nice gesture, and I am thankful. Okay. I think when you're talking, crystals are such a cool thing to hold. I think crystals are my version of this fidget spinner. Okay, if I weren't playing with my crystals, then I just decided to put my crystal down to see what I would be doing with my hands if I weren't playing with my crystals. So right now I'm consciously just clasping my hands together, and I much prefer to be playing with my crystals because I love the texture of them and I love the temperature of them. They're so cold and hard, and like my I was gonna say they're so cold and hard like my dick. Which makes no sense because I don't have one of those. Only boys have those, and I'm not a boy. This is silly tired Brandie, okay? And so yeah, dish soap, pans. Okay, let's talk about supplements. So I love supplements, and I love health food stores that sell supplements. I think supplements make me feel really good. I like to take moringa. I ran out, so I'm not taking it currently. But at the current moment, I'm taking magnesium, collagen, probiotic, and this I don't know, it's like this holistic detox supplement. And I don't know if it's helping, but it's like supposed to help with your immune system, and I'm like, you know what, I own it, let's just use it. And then I also take sea moss. Sea moss, 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 my sea moss, moss, moss. You wanna see my sea moss, 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 my sea moss, moss, moss. Do you guys wanna see my sea moss? Do you wanna see my? Do you wanna see moss, moss? Do you wanna see my moss? Yeah. Hey, I remember George, I'm a listen crime allowances. Kendrick Lamar. My name is Kendrick Lamar. I am from planet Mars. You know what? I bet Kendrick Lamar is from planet Mars. That's probably how he got his name. If my name wasn't Brandie Zucker, then my name would be Crystal Rock. That would be spelled Crystal, my first name, and my last name would be spelled Rock, and then my middle name would be Crystal. My middle name would be Sandwich. Crystal Sandwich Rock. And then my people would just call me Chris Rock for short. So that way they confused me with the comedian. So they'd be like, "Oh my God, you're Chris Rock," and then I'd be like, "Yeah, I am." Oh, my Mac will sleep soon unless plugged into a power outlet, even though it's plugged into a power outlet right now. That's weird. That's so weird. Why does it say that my laptop's gonna go to sleep soon even though it's plugged into the outlet over there? That's not working right. Oh no, what a big issue I'm experiencing now. This is such a big problem. I think I'm gonna cry. Oh no, I'm not crying, I'm laughing. Sometimes I make the noises that I pet my animals with. Like sometimes when I pet Lana, I go except the thing is that I'm not petting Lana. I just make the noises because they make me feel good. There's this man, his name is Max, and he's autistic, and he has a brother, Jake, and they have a TikTok channel, and sometimes I'm like, wow, I want to be Max's friend, but he would probably, feel weird around me because he probably only likes hanging out with his brother Jacob, and he'll never see me like he sees his brother Jacob because we're not siblings or related, and we'll never be friends. So Max, if you ever see this video, know that I won't be your friend, okay? Maybe we can I don't know, tell jokes about rocks together, okay? And then you can say, better! I feel so much better! That's what he says. He says, better! I wrote a song about Bill Nye the Science Guy, and I performed it for the first time. It was like so distracting, this concert, because so my sister was like the only person who like officially showed up, but like there was a comedian show on the roof and they all came downstairs to watch my performance. They should have bought a ticket. I don't know why they didn't buy a ticket, but they were all just downstairs watching my performance. However, they were talking so loudly as I was singing and it was so distracting. So then at the end I'm like, okay, well this is my last song. And I had a plan for my last song, but I thought that I would engage with the crowd. So I said, do any of you know Bill Nye the Science Guy? And they all said, yeah! And then I said, okay, this is a song I wrote about Bill Nye the Science Guy. And then they were all like, woo! And they were all very supportive when I was communicating with them. But then when I started singing, they would start talking with each other. And I'm like, what the fuck are you treating this performance like background music? Okay, don't get me wrong, there were like a couple people there who were like really engaged with my performance, and that's what I should have been focusing on more on. And I was. And there was also a little candle on like a table, and I was staring at the candle because candles have such powerful energy, and like I can feel the spirit of the candle whenever I look at it. So I was like connecting with that spirit, because also like the songs that I was singing about was like being seen. So like even though there were people talking during my performance, I felt like it made me even connect more with what it is I was singing about. So I guess I could view this as like it was like a win-win situation. Because like some of my songs were like about like being overlooked and like finding the power within, and it just made me have even more of a reason to sing that song for me. And I gave such a good performance for me. And it was so empowering for me. Because now I don't do things to please other people, but I do things to please myself. And when I realized how important it is that I see myself and I validate myself, and the only person that I need to do things for in order to be seen by are myself. And that's something that I forget, and that's something that I need to realize, because if my daughter ever came up to me, I don't have kids, but if my daughter came up to me and said, Mommy, do you want to hear this song I wrote? And I would say, yes, I'd love to. And she sang it for me. And then I'd be like, that was amazing. And then she'd be like, thank you. And then I'd be like, do you want to be a singer one day? And then she'd be like, yeah. And then I'd be like, okay. And then I'm trying to think of how I would help her make her dreams come true. And I think it's hard to say because it's not a reality, but I think that's how I have to think about when it comes to nurturing my inner child and nurturing my own dreams. So I guess, how can I make my dreams come true? How can I be authentic to me? How can I grow my fan base to people who resonate with me and my mind and my life and my values? And I think my core values at the current moment are showing up for yourself, even when you don't feel worthy of showing up for yourself, and knowing that we're all made up of energy and light, and we can illuminate our light by illuminating the things that we're hiding about ourselves. And knowing that no matter what, even when the struggle seems so unbearable, I think you wouldn't be going through those struggles if you weren't ready to. I think if you're going through something hard, there's a reason why you are going through those hard things and not anybody else, because you are strong enough to go through those things and make it and get out on the other side. And I think struggles, especially the hard ones, only get put people's ways if you're ready to handle them. So because you're so strong, you're ready to handle it, what is being put at you. So when I got offered my first venue, I had to think of myself as this venue was only put in my presence because something higher than me believed that I was ready to go after it. And like, even when doubts were coming up before my first performance, I'm like, these doubts aren't real, and I wouldn't have this opportunity if I wasn't ready to. So just know that you're ready for whatever it is that comes your way, whether it's really good or really bad. Just know that if it's in your life, it's there for a reason, and you're meant for it. And hopefully, what it is that you're going through, you can find the reason for it and the light at the end of the road when that time comes. So I think my mom always said that everything happens for a reason, and I think each day I'm becoming closer and closer to finding out what that reason was for all of those things that had happened to me, for me. Change your language, change your life. Things don't happen to you, things happen for you. And understanding that everything is happening for you. So I hope that you're able to find some insights today, and that, okay, I will also be having my second concert ever. No. My third concert, which is April 21st at the Brooklyn Music Kitchen. And it's going to be spectacular. And I hope to see all of you there. I am going to bed. I do not know if I'm ever going to record a podcast at this energy state ever again, because this was really hard for me. I just wanted to go to sleep the whole time, and I'm like, oh my god, what am I going to talk about? I have nothing to talk about. But I still showed up, and I think that I had a good time. So I love you if you're listening. I love you so much, and just know that you're not alone. Good night, everybody.